well. Also, shopping around for complimentary. Just need to head on over to where the blue containers are. Sign up, get a wristband, be patient, smile. You're out here, it's a beautiful day. Here at SEMA Show 2019, day 3 of 4, officially halfway through the show. So come on out here and enjoy the vehicles. Also, head on inside. If you haven't seen, there's a vehicle that's up for raffle. $10 a ticket.
Morning, Jeepers. This is Scott from the AFE booth. Thanks to John letting us stand in front of their nice little Gladiator. Still haven't seen one yet. And this is day 3 for us.
Day 3.
And we're going to check out some couple things. And again, AFE Power, they basically handle
advanced flow engineering.
Sorry, he's right off camera.
Exhaust. You know, yeah, we're being watched.
Number of products. and we'll make sure we give them the link and the shout out to all the products they carry.
They have a beautiful build, you know, sitting here with a JT, and as we mentioned yesterday's shot, it is the common platform, but it's the new platform, so it goes along with new products.
Right.
So take a look at the build, and feel free to look up AFE. We'll make sure their link is on the website.
And we're going to start off the next day, hopefully look at some tools and some power adders.
It's all Jeep stuff?
Yeah.
It's kind of our focus.
Let me show you some of the stuff that we do, just so you guys have an idea. Do you have a minute?
Okay. Yeah, I sure do.
Different things.
Well, let's get the camera back around here. It's picking stuff.
Yeah, right now we're chatting.
As our listeners are overhearing all this conversation, we're going to follow along. So why don't you follow along as we get schooled into what AFE does and provides for the Jeeper. You are?
I'm John.
John with AFE, thanks.
The name I just forgot.
Yeah. Well, they're used to us, Scott. They know that we're kind of 3 days and tired. So, oh boy. Turbos and...
We do turbos, full exhaust systems. One of the different things that we do on the Jeep, on the JT and the JL, as well as the JK, we do downpipes.
Okay, so there's your precats already built in with the downpipe and a stainless steel. All stainless steel.
We do a loop. Relocation. We call it a relocation loop.
Oh, for people that have done lift kits and clearances. Nice, Jeepers.
Right. We sell it separate, but it's also part of our
kits.
Downpipe system.
Okay, and I'm looking at your weld quality here. Those are fantastic. Those are absolutely fantastic.
Very proud of it.
Oh, you should be. You should be.
Now, is that an inline 6 header right there to the right?
This is actually for a Nissan Patrol.
Okay.
Okay.
But very similar. Do you make a model for the 4-liter? The Jeep 4-liter, it's a straight 6? Okay, so it's going to have a similar, because it runs the same kind of a concept, the 3 into 1 to 2 into the single, the tri-wide design.
This is actually the 2-liter JL.
Oh, okay.
Pipe that we did.
Oh, cool. So the 2-liter turbo is getting some love.
Yes.
That's awesome. Wow.
Hey, that's one of the things we wanted to cover.
Of the output on that thing. I bet it breathes well.
Well, not only that, we also, one of the things we wanted to cover today actually was power adders.
That's what we're talking about.
So you have exhaust gas here. Do you have any intake kind of stuff too, or?
Yes, I'm not the best one on that, but I can get you somebody.
But people can check out your website. Yeah. What is your website?
It's afepower.com.
All together, any hyphens?
No.
So it's afepower.com. You remember that. But we'll put a link in the video as well.
All right. Cool. Well,
John, thank you very much. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for letting us do our intro here, and thanks for being our first interview.
Good. Okay.
Impromptu.
Hey Jeeples, Kevin here. I'm at the ESOB booth in the lower hall. Is this Center Hall?
This is Center Hall.
Good. I'm here with Jesse from ESOB. Was talking to him about one of the challenges that most of us that do our own fab work come into, and that is a lot of us have inexpensive, let's be honest, lightweight, steel-only welding systems. But of course, body armor is going to aluminum, bumpers are going to aluminum, rock rails, tire carrier, all kinds of aluminum. Some of us are even working in stainless steel on the exhaust systems of our Jeeps. And what do? I don't know about you guys, but in my garage, I don't have room for 2 or 3 or 4 different welding systems. So Jesse, what does ESOB offer for the home builder that might be an affordable, yet good system to support all of those different kind of projects.
Well, Kevin, we have a solution just for you guys.
Yeah.
So let me introduce you to the MP205 AC/DC. This is a machine you can get anything done in your shop, regardless of the material thickness, regardless of the material type. So here we have the screen, and this really gives you the entire array of what this machine can do.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it. I'm seeing everything from the manual, DC, AC, and I assume it's AC both directions.
That's correct.
Wow. Stick welding, SMIG. Wow. Okay.
So let's kind of go through the features on this.
Yeah.
So this is actually two machines in one, because let's be real, not all of us are professional TIG or MIG welders.
Like me, I'm not.
I know I'm not. So let's go into what this machine can really do for more of the basic side of welding.
Okay.
So if we go into these settings right here, we have what are called basic and advanced settings. And this is really going to differentiate the machine from more of the professional or the amateur. So let's start in basic mode. And what's really neat about this is this takes a lot of the guesswork out of all the different processes, whether it be AC TIG or spool gun. So let's start off in SEMA mode. So this is about the easiest way that you can possibly weld stainless, aluminum, or even mild steel. So at first here, we're shown what wire thickness we're using. So in this case, we're going to be using 035. Let's go back.
Okay.
So we're going to be using 035 wire, and all we do is set our material thickness.
And it takes care of the rest.
And it does everything else for you.
I'm liking this already, guys.
So the way it does that is it'll actually, every 4 seconds while you're welding, there's a computer in here that's actually judging how fast you're traveling, how much arc length you have, and how much metal you're depositing down. And that allows you to really get that perfect MIG bead no matter what kind of material you're on, because it's actually judging and adjusting the whole time.
That's great, because I know I oftentimes have the pigeon you-know-what welds, because I'll pause to look at something else and forget to keep that motion going, and it piles up material. So it's nice that I can have a welder that kind of helps cover for my goofs, at least a little bit.
Right? And what's really neat too is, let's say that you go over to aluminum and you plug in the aluminum spool gun.
Okay, so it can support a spool gun as well.
That is correct.
That's
so not
nice.
only do you have AC TIG, but you have a spool gun option as well. And all you do is change the communication cable, and it'll automatically recognize what gun it has in there.
And then it takes a TIG torch too, right?
That's correct. This is the TIG torch that it'll actually come with. It's not.
So it comes with a torch.
That is correct.
Oh, wow.
It'll come with a TIG torch. It'll come with tungstens in all 3 sizes, 1/16, 3/32, and 1/8, as well as a full array of nozzles as well.
Okay, so that's an air-cooled torch.
This is an air-cooled torch, correct.
Guys, it's a very lightweight torch. There's really not a lot of weight in it. And for those of us like me who's going to learn TIG, this would be a great starting point.
It is a very easy TIG torch to use. Like you said, it's very lightweight, and more than that, a lot of TIG torches these days are getting really bulky when it comes to, anywhere near the torch head itself. This one allows you to really grip it like a pencil and go up and get under a car, get into an exhaust while the stuff is still attached to your Jeep.
That's great. That is absolutely great.
So another really great feature of this gun is its MIG gun. This is a genuine Tweco product.
Okay.
It actually has a very unique consumable set as well. So instead of having 3 consumable parts, you only have to buy 2 consumable parts now anytime you need to buy them.
Okay.
So this is a nice cost savings as well. These tips will last about 2 to 3 times as long as your average meter.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Now, some other features in this guy, we get away from more of the basic SMIG and we go into actual MIG setting. Now all we have are our wire feed and our voltage.
So you can fine tune it. If you're a better welder than I am and know what you need, you can pick your wire feed and your voltage as well.
Exactly. And if you notice too, this is in basic mode still. So all you're really given is your wire feed speed and your voltage. Again, there's a computer in here that's going to be adjusting all those other fine things like inductance, your post flow, your pre-flow, all those other fine tuner settings that we'll get into later. So if we go back over to our settings now, and we go into advanced mode, it'll actually show us more of those settings that I was talking about. And this is if you're getting into very advanced materials, you really want to be able to adjust everything about it. And so if you notice, we're given a whole other setting on here, and that's that piece. Now we're given everything inductance, trigger lock, post flow, free flow. It actually lets us decide now if we want to stick specifically to a big gun or a spool gun. And this is a feature that you really don't see in a machine this small. And this is a burn back. Are you familiar with burn back, Kevin?
I am a little bit, but why don't you go ahead and explain it for those that may not be.
So burn back is where the machine will actually bring back the wire into a perfect ball. So it will actually a lot of times prevent you from having to go and cut it with the welder, essentially giving you a fresh start every time.
Yep. I'm just curious. It's firm, but it's doable. It's actually no heavier than the model. I won't mention the model that I've got, but it's an upper level home entry machine by a noted manufacturer. And this is there's some sturdiness to it, but it's not overly heavy. And by the way, sorry for the noise, but this is an active welding demo site. So what you're hearing is other folks trying out the welder, which we'll get to eventually.
So going on to that, let's go back to the home menu.
Okay.
Now, what's really unique about this machine, Kevin, is that you have all of your manual and your wear parts built in right here. So if we go over and we go to the user manual screen, you can see we have the entire user manual right there for you. We have all of our wear parts.
All your wear and consumer parts.
For us. It gives you a picture, it gives you the part
number, the wire types. So you can't lose the manual or have it eaten up by bugs in your drawer.
Definitely can't have your dog eat it anymore. So we go over to setup, it'll actually tell us how to set up each individual thing. So if we go into things like
the wire spool. So the
so
actual instructions for mounting the spool and setting the tension.
Everything is right.
That's awesome.
And it'll take you through each individual step.
I don't know about you guys, but I like it.
What do you think, Kevin? You want to try it out?
I do. Let's give it a shot.
All right.
I make no promises, folks, on what my welds will look like.
Well, you want me to give it a little demo first?
I'd like to just try it. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. MIG is what
MIG is what you're going to do?
What I can do. Okay,
so let's have you throw on an overcoat.
Yeah, I was going to say, I need a hood and an overcoat.
And since, you're really focused on, all the aluminum aspects of four-wheelers and of Jeeps that are coming up, let's start with the spool gun.
Okay, now that'll be a new experience for me, folks. Oh boy, these are some smaller person's gloves.
Here,
what?
Trade you.
Oh no, that's all right. I get them on. At least it'll give me control. We may have to use a winch to get them off. Make sure I can bend them, yeah. So I got the latest fashion outfit on, guys. Sorry, Scott's rigging up.
So, again, guys, we're going to be going through a spool gun.
Okay.
And what's really unique about this guy is it automatically senses what that spool gun does. So all we need to do is set it in MIG mode. And we're going to be welding with 3/16 today, right here. And that's going to be about the same thickness as your frames or any of the structural stuff on your Jeeps that you're going to need to weld.
Okay.
And what's really unique is with this spool gun, you can weld everything from 24 gauge all the way up to as thick as you want. There's really no thickness limit on this guy. All right, so if you want to put this up right here, and what we're going to be doing with the spool gun is unlike a normal MIG where you can kind of whip it, with MIG on aluminum you have to either run it straight on a push.
Okay, I was going to ask you that.
Or you can run it in individual dots, kind of like a pulse but holding the trigger the whole time. So we'll kind of show you both of those here.
All right. So I am typically a right to left push, or I'm sorry, right to left push. Is that all right?
That is perfect.
And what's your starting gap with this machine?
So your starting gap's going to be about 1/4 to 3/8, just like a normal MIG.
Right in here.
Yep.
So, and then I'm going to come across.
That's correct.
So try and keep the gun square.
Yep.
Get my setting and
Let's get you another piece tacked up right here.
Well, I'm just curious. Let me try and tack it just for giggles. What was catching me is I wasn't thinking about the slide on this. So.
Yep.
All right. So. Yeah, normally I would throw something down to not catch the glove on.
Right, so you can have that nice slide across.
Yeah. So that's me because of my inexperience. Meh. I made it stick together. Let's see if I can get the shield up, and I'd like to see you make a good pass so we can get an arc shot of that.
All right, sounds good.
I'm going to steal the camera. And let me get the framing, and once I have the framing.
All right, we good?
Yep.
So Kevin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of both of those motions. So at first, I'm just going to run it straight, and this is going to be the fastest way to do it. Actually, our settings are a little off right now. That's why. Work. There we go. So as you can see, it's really easy to just lay in a nice quick aluminum bead with no kind of motion.
So I was moving way too fast, I can see that.
Just a little bit. And now what I'm going to show you is kind of like that stitch method.
Okay.
Now as you can see, this will give us more of our traditional TIG look to the bead.
Yeah, the more stacked dimes look.
Exactly, exactly.
Cool. So what is the average price point for this for a consumer? Do you know?
So the consumer price point for this guy is going to be somewhere between 32 and 35, depending on where you get it.
Okay.
And then of course, if you did want to get the spool gun, that would be extra.
All right. All right, well, Jesse, thank you very, very much. Guys, so if you can only have one welder in your shop, but you want to be able to handle all the different materials, it sure looks like the ESAB Rebel 205C AC/DC might be a good choice for you. Cool. That's pretty cool. That is cool. It's cool that you guys have a track set up.
Yeah, this is the first year we've actually brought out this. Usually we have our just big jumper, you know, pipe, you know.
Yeah, but this, if you go upstairs to the second floor and look at the outpouring, and then you look at the number of JTs that are back here in what was traditionally sports car land.
Yes, right, yeah.
and you go to booths like yours that you're sitting there and you'll have, you know, a Viper sitting next to.
It's cheaper to do it there than with the real thing.
Well, what you need is a little robotic recovery system and an ambulance to come out.
That would be awesome.
That is cool. That is cool. So we have VU on both?
Yep, it's cool.
We're getting a blinking light on both?
Yep.
Ready? Well,
Jeebles, I don't know about you guys, but we hopefully we've been following our adventures on the YouTube channels. I think we're next to the mythical two-door Gladiator.
It actually exists. Here, I can touch it.
Wait,
it didn't go poof.
You'll set an alarm off.
Yeah.
A big thank you to Naomi and the crew over here at MOPAR, the booth, for letting us do this in front of the J6.
So that even if you can't drive one right now, you get a good shot at seeing one.
Exactly.
We're wrapping up here at SEMA. It's been a great couple of days. Scott and Dory are heading back home. I've got one more day with my wife, Susan, and we're going to wrap up some details on some other levels. But this has been an absolutely awesome show. A shout out to every one of the vendors who talked to us, all of the people who are willing to do interviews, everybody else who kindly got out of the way as we tried to bring you along with us.
And a special thanks to Jeremy Miller, who showed us a picture of eating popcorn in front of the video screen. We really appreciate that.
We really appreciate that. But also a big shout out to MOPAR, to Naomi.
To Naomi and the crew over here at the booth.
Who kindly allowed us to do our wrap-up here in front of the mystical J6 two-door Jeep. I'd love to take it home, but unfortunately I couldn't get it past security.
On that note, though, for those of you that keep hounding away, and the questions asked about when are they going to produce this, keep those questions coming.
And also, don't be afraid to send emails to MOPAR, because they were explaining to us how they decide what body styles get built. As we mentioned in the other video, they're right now basing it off of the JT versus the JL, and in the JL world, the four-door model is outselling the two-door model some 10 or 12 to 1, and so they don't see the two-door
as a viable option,
being that viable. However, if you, the listener, decides to kind of scream for it loudly, you never know what you might be able to do. And don't think your voice doesn't count. Because all the voices together that love this rig, I don't know about you, but this is a JT that I'd take home.
Well, we discussed very quickly about how Jeep is in business to sell vehicles.
Yep, you let them know you're willing to buy.
They want a market. If there's a market for it, build it, they will come. So, but again, we had a great day today.
We did, and a real big shout out to everybody who was willing to be interviewed. If you've gone back through the last couple of days of videos, you see that we've had vendors, builders, ESOB welder, all of them willing to take time, talk to us and talk to you, talk about their products. So make sure if you do have an interest, check them out, please. We're going to be hashtagging them for your reference as well. All of the folks here at SEMA have been really great and supportive, even to the visitors. The visitors like us that are walking around here have been willing to walk around us shooting a video. So,
thank you for your patience, bud.
Thank you for the patience. So we hope you've enjoyed this little 3 days on the floor and a little half day in the beginning of an intro of what it's like to get started at SEMA. We're hoping to come back. So help us come back by, if you contact any of these vendors, let them know where you heard of it.
On the Trail Podcast.
And I guess safe flight home.
Yeah, safe flight home.
I'll be home a day after you, and we'll get back to podcasting on the 15th.
And we'll catch you guys on the trail.
Bye.
Bye.